Hey guys, I'm Chelsea and this is A Very Bookish Girl, and I'm finally going to talk about my September wrap-up. Yes, we're like a week into October, but I'm finally going to talk about it. Sorry if my camera has a freaking shadow in front of my face, but I'm still new at this new filming setup I have. Let me know how it's going. So in the month of September, I actually ended up reading 9 books. So I'm super excited because I was in like a super big slump and I didn't read anything in like June or July or August. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nothing on 3 of those months. So because I was in this slump when September started, I started with some tried and true books that I was hoping would pull me out of my slump, and I feel like they did because I'm actually getting stuff done now. But anyway, that is Illuminae and Gemina by Amie Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. These are the first 2 books in the Illuminae trilogy. I have read these I don't even know how many times. I can't even tell you. But I never finished Obsidio. I picked it up and I was really scared, so I was like, alright, I'm going to start the series over again, start to finish. This way I can remember everything that happened, I can get through the story, and I can finally force myself to read the last book because all good things must come to an end. I just wish it didn't have to be these ones. Anyway, so yes, Illuminae is the first one, and it follows Katie and Ezra as their home planet is attacked by a major corporation, and they have to flee for their lives from a battleship. They are told in multimedia, so there's emails, text messages, there's reports on like video analysis, I guess. I don't know. But it's really cool. All of the books are told in that. Gemina follows a different set of characters along the same timeline. And this series is just absolutely amazing. If you guys haven't listened to the audiobooks for these, I highly, highly, highly recommend them because they're a full cast audio and it makes the experience like 1,000 times better. I know that Illuminae's been optioned for a movie, and I'm just hoping that they do it justice because Ezra and Katie are like my OTP, and don't do my babies wrong. Don't. So along the same line of rereads, I picked up Follow Me Back by A.V. Geiger. I read this when this first came out. I think it was about a year ago. It's about a girl who becomes obsessed with a pop star on Twitter, and things escalate from there, and there's stalking and murder and craziness that happens. And it left us on a really big cliffhanger, so I wanted to reread this because the second book came out and I felt like I needed to refresh my memory on the things that happened just because there was so much detail to it and the ending that I couldn't remember at all, and I knew that I needed to reread it. I think I ended up giving this one 4 stars. Let me double check. Ooh, I lowered my rating. I lowered it to 3 stars. So obviously when I was done reading it, I wasn't as thoroughly enjoying it as I thought I was. Oops. Anyway, it is a good read. Obviously it's a 3-star. It's a normal kind of read, and I like the duology together. It's definitely interesting, as you'll see later. I just ruined the rest of this, but okay, yeah, let's go. So Follow Me Back. So the next book that I read in the month of September was actually a book on my Kindle that I got through Kindle Unlimited because it was just the easiest thing to do at the time, was to find an ebook and take it with me. And so this was Rule Number 1, You Can't Date the Coach's Daughter. This is by Anne Marie Meyer. Like I said, it's free on Kindle Unlimited, which is super awesome. It's about this girl whose dad is the football coach, and she ends up falling in love with one of the star players. I think he was the quarterback. Yeah, probably. Anyway, the dad has this strict rule that you can't date his daughter, and of course they have an attraction to each other. I feel like there was like a mystery or something that happened too, but I rated it 3 stars. As you can tell, it was just like an okay book. It entertained me for the time being, but I wasn't like overly enthused about it. But it wasn't horrible. It was an okay read. I mean, it was free. Can't be free. And I read it, so. I'm so weird. I'm sorry. Then the next book that I read in September was the only book of any of my TBRs. and that was Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. Yeah, so it was about time that I did a reread of Made You Up. Francesca's one of my favorite authors. I got to meet her a couple months ago, and it was fantastic, and I cried because I'm a baby. Made You Up, you follow the main character Alex, who is diagnosed schizophrenic. She has delusions, and she also hears things, and she's transferring high schools because she got in trouble at the last one that she was at. And at this new high school, she meets somebody who she thought she met before and she thought was actually one of her imaginations. So then things develop from there. She's not quite sure if this boy is real. She's not quite sure if anything that's going on is real. And we follow her, and we follow her like grow and develop as a person. And like, I just love Francesca's writing because she deals with mental illness so well, and she writes it so like non-stigmatizing that it makes it really amazing. This is obviously a 5-star read. If you guys haven't read it, I would definitely highly recommend you pick it up because it's so good, and this was another reread. 4 rereads already. Then the 6th book that I read this month was actually one that I just basically finished, that I'd been trying to read over the whole summer and never got to, and that's The Last Magician. This is by Lisa Maxwell. I actually recently got approved for the sequel, so I needed to finish this because I can't read the new one if I don't know what happened in the end of this one. But this is definitely an extravagant, well, I say extravagant, it's no, it's not modern day either because it's like the 40s or something. How do I describe this? It's in New York, and there's magic, and there's thieves, and people can't leave Manhattan because if they do, then they die if they're a mage. It's really cool. I did not see the ending coming at all. If you've read this book, you understand. I was just, whew. I can't wait to start. Actually, I did start reading the second one because I needed to know what happened. Yeah, so if you're really into fantasy and you're really into magic, pick this book up. It was so good. And I usually take my dust jackets off books when I read. Only works if your dog doesn't get a hold of it. I don't know where she is, but she's bad. Then the 7th book that I read this month was Tell Me No Lies by A.V. Geiger. Yes, I finished the duology in 1 month. Woohoo! So, without giving too much away from the first one, this follows Tess, the main character. I don't even think I mentioned in the first book, Tessa has agoraphobia, so she never leaves her bedroom, and she has to deal with that. So this follows her post the events of book 1. Again, I can't say too much without spoiling everything. Yeah. Because literally, it would spoil the entire first book if I said anything. So yeah, but again, it was another 3-star read. It was entertaining. It wasn't like, oh, crazy, because I could figure out everything that happened. But I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. The next to last book that I read in the month of September was Rule Number 2. You can't crush on your sworn enemy. Again, this is by Anne-Marie Meyer. This was another free one that I read off of Kindle Unlimited. This one follows a different girl who, I want to say that she's not supposed to date her sworn enemy, but literally I think he's only her sworn enemy in her mind. Because honestly, he never really had a problem with her, and he just tried to be friendly, and she was like kind of psycho. But things happen, things turn around. She crushes on him. It was a 4-star read. I'm a contemporary, I'm contemporary trash. So if you give me a good contemporary story, I probably will just eat it up. And this is what this was. It was really good. I really liked it. And then the last book that I finished in September, I'm sure you've all been wondering since the beginning of the video. Chelsea, you reread Illuminae and Gemina so you could read Obsidio. Where is it? It's right here. It's right here. I finished it. I cried. I cried like a big old baby. Cause, this book. Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman are an amazing writing duo. Like I said, if you haven't picked up this book, you don't know anything about this series, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. And I'm not one that's really big into science fiction or like that kind of space stuff, but it's so well done. So well done. Hi. So again, I listened to the audiobook for this one, so I got the full cast, which is awesome because it brings back characters from the first 2 books and puts them into this with another brand new 2 new characters, and it just wraps everything up. So we finally get to see an end to the whole Carenza mess. I'm happy. I'm happy with the way it ended. Although for a little bit there I was worried. I'll be honest. But it was good. I loved it. I'll probably read them again at some point when I can't read anything else because I have too many books to read. Anyway guys, that was my September wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. I'm a little more crazy than normal because I'm super tired. I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep and I worked all day. So let me know what you think in the comments below and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!